This episode may contain strong language and adult themes. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Welcome everybody to tonight's 22 Dropouts. It is episode 77. Have you noticed how I sound a little bit like Darryl Stanford tonight? I've been taking classes all week since last week's show. Now, sadly, because of injury, Tom is not available to try and beat his world record in his own home for the cider run downstairs. So I'm afraid we're going to have to pass that baton on tonight. And the guy who is going to take that baton on is, of course, our own Mr. Darryl Chapman, who isn't in his own house. Darryl, I've seen out your bedroom window. You've either got a really great backdrop or you are hiding something from us.
I'm just going to slowly turn around as we talk, but just want to show you this fabulous infinity pool that I've been spending the afternoon in. And
Jesus, mate, the RFU has got a bigger budget than I first thought.
The infinity pool looks like it goes on and on and on.
Actually, I'm out here playing golf with 20 fellow former rugby colleagues on a golf trip that was postponed last year because of COVID. Actually, it's more about the bonding element. And of course, while I'm here, I'm taking a good interest in the local sporting facilities to see if we can get a tournament out here at some time. Of
course, and we're ready to do that with our new eco-tourism rugby sport company. Darryl, just tell us where you are exactly.
I'm in Gran Canaria, just in a place called Sabre Golf, which is a golf complex in about 25 minutes on the south side of the island, about 25 minutes from the airport on the south side of the island. And
just tell us, how's the handicap?
The handicap's pretty poor, really, but because we have a number of golfers who are very talented, a number of golfers who are not very talented. So the handicap committee that sits for this particular society has some very high handicap scores and some very low handicap scores. So we have people who play off 49 and probably still don't score any points. And we have people who play off 5. So it gives you some idea of the spread of quality of golf players that we've got in our team.
I'm playing off 31 at the moment. So.
And on that note, we're going to end tonight's show because I've not got a fucking clue about golf or handicaps. I grew up next to a golf course and there's one across my road. But the last time I hit 2 balls in a straight line together was when I stood on the garden rake. It's just not a game that I can do.
I started playing again this year after 20 years of not really playing, and my son has started playing. That's why I'm getting back into it again.
Nice.
Incidentally, my 14-year-old son can beat me at golf, which is
mine can't yet.
Really annoying.
Phil, golf is that delicate game with little thin bats rather than those thick wooden bats that you use.
Whenever somebody starts talking about golf, I immediately start breaking into a Robin Williams skit. No fucking golf.
To go on about an expensive way to go for the ball.
Curve too, right?
I love it.
That is one of the best skits ever made. Is about when Robin Williams starts talking about golf and how it got invented.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. We can't show it for copyright reasons, obviously, and we'd have to pay somebody royalties. But yes, it is good. Go and check it out. It is on YouTube, but we're just not allowed to show it on the show.
And it's very funny.
Anyway, yeah, it is very funny. Darryl, I think because Tom's not here tonight to take on the cider challenge, we think we've had a meeting beforehand. In fact, the cider challenge committee, which is a bit like your handicap committee, we met just before you joined the show. And one of the things that we've decided should happen tonight is this. You need to swim across your immersive pool and back again with a cider or your choice of beverage, in fact, held above your head, and we're going to time you.
Oh, what can I say? Now, unfortunately, the bar closed at 7:30.
So you're going to be doing a
Only
bit of swimming
in
then.
Spain, only in the Canary Islands can a
Well,
bar
at the moment,
close at 7:30.
they're pretty tight on their COVID restrictions. So that means that even nightclubs, everything shuts at midnight. So actually, I'm getting more sleep now than I probably would if I was at home. But so what can I do? I can't get a drink. So, and the pool's freezing cold and the sun's setting. So I think is there not something else that the committee could decide is a more fitting challenge for me?
Are you saying that you do not want to go skinny dipping in a cold pool and then come back on live television and show us the results?
Well, look, what I'll do, I'll put in the group a chat, a picture of me and my budgie smugglers from yesterday, and that might as to the reason why you don't want me to do that. Yeah,
Find a bloody red card around here somewhere if I'm not careful.
What do you think's underneath this, Julian?
He's got a mankini. He has a mankini on. I bet he's got a mankini.
No.
It's not a mankini. It's worse than that.
Oh.
Hit the no button.
No.
But you will see. He will put it on the group chat, and we will put it on.
No.
There's a no and a red card.
Actually, you shouldn't read what was on that red card. I just read it and I was like, oh shit. It's this bloody game I've got. It's absolutely brilliant. And the red cards are the worst ones.
I really do get the feeling that tonight, and despite his best efforts, that Darryl is not going to set any records alight, other than those of human decency. So we might pass on that one. But so Darryl, Phil, go.
Mike, you skipped over one of the most important statements that you made on the introduction of Darryl. What is Tom's injury?
Tom's injury tonight. I don't know. I just made that shit up.
Oh, you fucker.
I was thinking because he was talking about coming to Sweden for the youth nationals on the weekend. And then we find out you're not allowed in the UK into Sweden yet from the UK.
Are we not?
You're banned. No, you're not. You're banned, a lot of you.
Yeah, but we talked about this last week. You banned everybody. You banned the Israelis last week. You're banning us. Phil, do you reckon you can get to Sweden?
I can get anywhere. I can get anywhere.
I tell you what, I reckon Darryl can fly from the Canary Islands to Sweden.
If he's been there for 10 days, he can, yeah.
Yeah, well, I've only been, yeah, maybe. Look, I've put that picture in the WhatsApp.
We've noticed.
Yeah. That's probably the reason why you don't want me getting in the pool, because I think we'd be an obscenity laws, yeah?
No, we have a warning. we have an adult content warning before we start the show. It's absolutely fine.
Just show it. No.
Yeah, we can just do what the hell we like. Nobody cares.
I don't think you should show that, and I don't give you permission to show that.
Honestly, I'm not sure which is worse, that or Sam's photograph.
You don't give us permission to show the photo we've just shown.
Oh my God!
Honestly, I'm telling you, don't show it.
You don't need permission to say that.
No, I didn't do that. And as the producer of the show, I can honestly say it was not my fault.
I just ate
blame
lunch.
America. Actually, blame Canada is the line, isn't it?
I just ate lunch, and all of a sudden, I got a taste back in my mouth.
If you want the show taken off the air, then you should probably show that. Yeah, but YouTube will definitely shut it down. Yeah.
Mate, I've got to say, I'm looking over here because it's literally massive on my. Well, it's not massive.
Hey, what are we talking about? Right. Stop focusing on that bit. Yeah, I know.
It's just on my other screen. That's all I can see. That photo is all I can see on my other screen. It's like, whoa.
I would love for Mike's wife to come home and see that on his screen and wonder.
Give her 10 minutes. She'll be coming in for a cup of tea and look at Darryl doing his pose on the running. What I'm most concerned about, Darryl, here, okay, with that is, and I've got to say, you are looking quite tidy there, mate. And I'm looking above the budgie smugglers.
I'm not sure I like the way this conversation's going here, guys.
I heard this about the Canary Islands.
This was a family show. Yeah, we were on.
You thought this was a family show? Are you a dickhead?
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean. I don't want you looking at the size of my wallet and commenting on it.
I'm not. I'm saying above the budgie smugglers, you're looking quite buff there for your age, man. You know, and the fact that you're grey, although you're probably only about 35
He's been
in
grey
reality.
since he was 12.
I know, exactly. He's only 35, Darryl is. And look at him now posing and buffing up with the sunset behind him. I mean, come on. Darryl, who on earth made you do that pose?
Well, we have long tradition in our golf society that we have to wear unusual shirts to play golf in. And my budgie smugglers match the colours on the shirt. So when I saw the shirt, I thought I must pack the budgie smugglers, because then when I've got them on, I'll just look like a whole unit, all the way down. Of course, when I walked down the steps into the pool, 55 people pissed themselves with laughing and sat around it. But, actually, I don't really kick it. And these budgie smugglers have a bit of history, because if you ever travel much in France, or you ever go on holiday in France,
next year for the World Cup, obviously.
No, the year after.
For the World Cup.
Go next year, there'll be no one there.
Don't tell anybody, Mike. Don't tell Mike. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah,
Mike, it's actually next year, Mike.
If you complain and go, there's a lot of French here.
No, I'm just thinking me and Julian are going on a recce to find the best place to stay in and the best best cafe.
That I'm up for.
Yeah. So actually, there are a lot of French and German here. So, but if you go into a French swimming pool, you normally you can't go in swim shorts. You have to wear
Speedos.
Speedos. So I when I go on holiday with my children and my family, my son and daughter, when I walk out in these Speedos to go into the swimming pool, don't talk to me. Absolutely disown me. Yeah.
Okay.
It's ridiculous though, that rule in France, where you go to any site where there's a pool or anything like this, and you're not allowed to wear shorts. You have to wear a pair of swimming trunks.
I've been to France on holiday and to a site with a pool. That was never where I was. Are you sure yours wasn't run by the ex-owner of Stade Francais?
No, this is all over the place, mate. Everywhere. I've been all over France. It's always the same.
Especially if you go into municipal pools as well, because they have quite a lot of good municipal pools in France, which are nice complexes. And I think it's just because generally the person who sits at the gate to control who comes in with swim shorts on versus Speedos is a more mature, middle-aged woman, and she just likes to. She just likes
the worst thing is you have the more mature, little bit older man wearing the Speedos, and usually has a little bit of what I've got around here these days.
After tummy gate, I don't suffer from that, although I've had the piss taken out of me for the last 2 days by 19 guys about tummy gate. So don't get me started on that.
Darryl, dude, after the recourse that these guys have given you over that show or over that match, when you caught yourself looking at the camera and suck, is that what you're talking about, tummy gate?
Yes. What else are we talking about?
And then now that they're going to take this picture and put it up for ribbing beyond the imagination, you're going to get some solace out of the fact that you don't have to worry about tummy gate, but you do have to worry about smallpox.
Do you know what? I can't think of a better place to take a break. We'll see you in a minute.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you.
When you need clear and concise match official communication systems, look no further than the brand new AXIWE AT350.
Radios are always useful, they always help us, especially AXIWEs, where all three of us can be open at any time, we can have open communication.
Available now from refcomsglobal.net. Investing profits into match official development worldwide.
I'm going to disappear quite quickly because I'm not going to let you come into my hotel room and watch me change. That would be totally perverted.
Anyway, welcome back to part 2 of tonight's 22 Dropouts, where Darryl wants to go and get changed. And having seen him in his budgie smugglers tonight, courtesy of Phil's phone, we know why. because I think that Darryl has just pulled the T-shirt on, and all the swinging couples from France and Germany who are staying in Gran Canaria have given him the eye around the pool, and he's decided to go and put some clothes on, and that's why we're losing his internet signal. Either that, or he's getting chased by lots of middle-aged ladies. Most of which probably saw him on BT Sport, and they thought, I'd like a bit of that. So Darryl, are we going to do the dash to your bedroom now, and we can commentate on it as you go? No, we're just going to see his tongue sticking out.
He's just going to stick his tongue out and freeze on the screen.
Well, actually, the bedroom's just. We could do the dash to the bar, yeah, for my beer.
Dash to the bar. How far away is the bar? What obstacles do you have to contend with tonight?
I have to get. So I'm on the 6th floor, and the bar's on the 0th floor. So I've got to go down 6 floors.
Tim.
Mate, it doesn't look like you are on the 6th floor at the moment. It looks like you're over some rocks.
No, I'm on the 6th floor of the hotel. Look, if you look up there, you can see the hotel is cut into the side of the mountain. Yeah, this is we don't slum it, you know.
Who does these
excuse me. I've been on tour with you. I've slept in the same room as you, so I know exactly how badly we slum it.
I've put you in a hotel room, so I know where you're slumming it in.
At least I turned my bloody phone off. Oh, we won't talk about that.
Oh, I did turn it. Well, it was on vibrate. You just happened to wake up and pick it up and put it in the bathroom overnight.
Yeah, because it kept vibrating. Right, listen, I'm going to change. I'm going to go and change. I'll dial back in. Then you can set me a challenge. Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's a challenge for you. 6 floors, which is 3 more than Tom has ever done. 3 more than Riley has ever done. And we shall see tonight live on this show whether Darryl can beat the 3-floor beer challenge. We'll see you in a few minutes, Darryl.
See you later, guys.
He's gone away and he's going to change. He's going to come back as Linford Christie with a lunchbox, isn't he?
No, I hope not.
Anyway,
budgie smugglers.
mate, I just it's still on my screen over here.
I just done. That's it. I'm leaving now. If that came out,
it's still on my screen. I just can't get away from it. It's there every time I look at my clock over there. All I see is Darryl and these budgie smugglers as well.
You know, you can fucking shut it off, right, Mike? So you don't have to look.
Hang on.
Bye bye.
It's gone now. All my screens are doing this now at the moment, trying to cope with that one being turned off. Anyway, boys, how was your weekend?
Meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this weekend then was the weekend that it all went wrong on the global law trials for you then, Jules?
I made a couple of cock-ups on the weekend. I gave a goal line dropout when I should have given an attacking scrum, but fuck it. Nobody noticed. It was 92-0. Nobody cared. Nobody noticed.
Which one did you award it to? The 92 or the 0?
The 92.
Fair. Do you know what? You're not the only one. I was running the line this weekend, and I swear it went wrong, but too far away to call it. It was on the other side, and at half time I went, "Did you say this?" And he went, "Yeah." I went, "Do you realise the goal line dropout was wrong?" Oh yeah, but again, it's so new. None of the players actually knew either, and nobody questioned it.
Yeah, I had a knock on by defense in goal, and I went, "Oh, screw it, goal line dropout." And then I went, "Hang on a minute, that wasn't right." And they'd already taken it by that point. I was like, "Screw it, play on."
Fuck it, yeah, just carry on. So, Phil, what are the global law trials looking like where you are? Has anybody forgotten them yet?
Well, it's funny because in the Canada-USA game, Canada kicked in front of the 22, and the ball went into touch, and Canada got the line out in front of the US 22 or whatever it was in open play, right? So they took advantage of the new law, and I'm sitting there, and everybody's around. It was like, "Why is Canada getting the line out?" I said, "Because the referee fucked up."
Well, actually, first kick of the game on my side on Saturday. I had that. It wasn't exactly a 50-22. It was a 22-22. And he hoofed it, and it just bounced on the 10-meter line. And then it kept bouncing and bouncing and bouncing and bouncing. It just got over the 22 and bounced into touch. And all of a sudden, the team that had kicked is like, ooh, it's our point. Yay!
Yeah, I
had a terrible weekend on the pitch. I had cock-ups in the game I was doing. It was a fun game though, but then I got dragged in to run touch on the top division match between 1 and 2 in the league, and my head wasn't in the game on that. I was just wanted to go home, wanted to go to bed. I was feeling a bit ropey, and I've been sick since. So shit weekend.
Oh.
Sick as in like sick,
Headache,
or like
sore throat.
COVID sick.
No, I've done a COVID test, all positive, all negative, all good. All positive.
Slip of the tongue there. It's a bit like
it was
Darryl's
positive because it was negative. You heard it here.
It's like
It's the
Darryl's
only time in life where
from-
being negative is positive.
Now, Darryl's back with us. Darryl is, well,
Negative.
that's what I know. I noticed that was the one that you dated from April last year.
I thought it was June.
So Darryl is back with us, but Darryl is not going to take part in the 3-floor beer challenge. He's going to take part in the Have I Got Any Fucking Internet challenge, which is what. Here we go. So Darryl is now on his way down 3 flights of stairs, and he is ready to go.
Six
Flights of stairs, isn't it?
Where are you getting 3 at, Mike?
You're going to take the fucking lift,
6
isn't it?
flights of
You're gonna
stairs. Oh,
Six
tell me
flights
what
of
you want me
stairs.
to do.
You take the lift.
We take the lift.
Sorry,
turn your
we
light-
got an American in the room. Sorry, Canadian. Elevator.
What we want you to do, mate,
Gotta
is turn
translate
your
as well.
light, your flash on, so that we can see you, or turn the camera the other way around so that we can see where you're going. Because at the moment, it just looks like oh, there we go. There's some light. So, are you ready, Darryl? And we are going to count down, and we're going to see how quickly you can get to the bar. Are you ready?
All right. Are you ready?
And chug.
Just bear with me a second.
So he has to do the 6 floors, get a beer, and chug it.
There you go, Darryl.
And jug
Are
it.
you up for that challenge? Yeah, you've got to grab your beer and drink it as well. So
I'm not
if
going
you-
to. I'm not going to chug it because
he's not going to jug it because his internet's stuck.
No, I'm going to translate for Daryl.
I'm not going
Daryl
to chug
says, I
it.
am up for the challenge, is what he's saying.
I'm not going to
That's
chug it. Is
what
that all right?
This is going to make shit TV as usual, but there you go. Are you ready, Darryl?
Yeah, but I'm just saying I'm not going to chug the beer, but I'll do everything else. Yeah.
Didn't get that,
That's
Darryl.
right. When
Sorry,
you
didn't
didn't
get
have
it.
internet.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, going to? That's what I heard.
Hang on.
Yeah.
If you're not going to chug it, you have to drink the beer with a straw.
Oh, don't give my colleagues any ideas, will you, Phil?
Oh, we can give them plenty of ideas if you put them on.
Yeah. Right, ready? On 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Ready.
Somebody needs to cue the Benny Hill music.
We can't use that; it's copyrighted. But look at this now. Darryl is going
Don't
down
even
the
use happy
palm tree.
birthday music.
Darryl is chasing himself down the palm tree alleyway. There's the stairs, the first set of stairs for Darryl. Let's hope he doesn't trip
What, do you
on
want
the
me to
way
stop
down.
and it'll straight
He's
in the
heading
pool?
for the outdoor pool. Let's
Through
hope
the
he
pool, through
turns
the pool.
right quickly.
Through the pool.
Oh,
Through
that
the
was
pool.
that was a close journey. That was.
Through the pool.
Away he goes now, down the side of the pool. He's heading for the next flight of stairs. We can't tell that because his internet has gone. He's back in the corridors and he will be back with us. Look at that. He's nearly into the wall. He's got to overtake a German couple. Stand out. Oh, Achtung! Stand out of the way. Hang on. Darryl has literally done a 180 and he's going back to his room. He's forgotten his wallet.
I'm so used to. I can see the restaurant where I need to get to, but I can't freaking get there.
Jump.
Darryl is a better
Hell, it's the
commitment.
balcony.
Ask them, Daryl. Ask them by the elevator.
Don't be British. Ask for directions.
There we go. Darryl's just checking out the girl in the jeans. He's running down the corridor. This is just like he
You can hear
does.
that.
It's got to be a shorter route. We're getting a whole.
Looking at her bum, Darryl.
Resort.
Do you know what? Us three would be shit at comms, wouldn't we, on a game? Look at it. Oh, there we go. Another black corridor. He's not sure where he's going. He's another 180 degrees. Was he going up the stairs? No, he's just following the light.
Down, right?
Darryl is following the light. He's going to die. He's heading towards the light.
Go to the lift.
I'm going to go to the lift.
Darryl, do you know where the fuck you're going?
No,
You know
because
what's
normally I normally take
Oh no, he's back. Darryl,
There's not any stairs there. There's only a lift.
Darryl, you know what's funny? Darryl, you know what's funny? You're still faster than Tom.
Do you know what's funny? This is like playing one of those bloody games on Xbox, isn't it? Where you can't work out your way out of the room. And you keep running into the wall like this.
Please tell me there's lift music.
Yeah, I've got a lift. I'm going in. You with me?
Is there music? Is there music?
We want to hear the lift music, Darryl.
This is like an escape room for Darryl.
Well, I'm sorry, viewers. We've just tried to show you Darryl, and all you got was a black screen. But here's coming out the lift now. Oh, there's the lift.
This is gripping rugby, by the way. Gripping.
Are you still there?
I can see him.
Darryl has emerged. He is safe. The physios checked him over in the lift. He is safe. He is allowed to carry on his game. He's going past the golf cart.
The golf carts that we've been playing in today, just to give you a... Here's a view of the hotel we're staying in, just so you've got that.
I'm going to take the opportunity to thank my sponsor.
Yeah, at this point, we're going to take a quick break to show Diet Pepsi while Darryl finds his way into the restaurant and bar. I'm in the bar.
Here's my beer.
He's in the bar?
Yeah.
Where's all your friends, Darryl?
All inclusive.
Here's some of my friends, but you can't use this. There's no copyright.
Hey, Darryl's friends! Wave!
Make him chug a beer.
Right now, I'm going to cut you off.
Darryl is live on television, like BT Sport, sucking his gut in, and he is going to chug a whole beer, and you guys are going to encourage him.
I hate to tell you, but that looks like Arizona.
He's run away from his friends, hasn't he? Friends, hello. So, Darryl, where's your beer?
I'm just going to get my beer. Have I got a beer? They didn't fucking order me one. That's good.
They're no friends of yours.
Too late. Right, gents. Have a great evening. I'm going to tip out now. I want to see the edited version before it goes live.
No chance.
Take care. See you later.
It's a great place for us to take a break, and we'll see you right after this.
So the Active Sport 250 has been amazing during lockdown when I've been dancing. It's meant that I can come to the park and put my headphones in and just listen to my music without disturbing anyone else. They're the only headset that I've found so far that don't fall off. They stay on and they're not uncomfortable on your ears because they just rest outside your ears instead of actually going in.
Well, welcome back after that extraordinary run from the 6th floor to the bar, via the pool, via the top of the restaurant, via the golf carts. We have to now say goodnight to Darryl, who has definitely run out of internet. He's even run out of beer because the wankers that he's with didn't buy him a beer in the bar. I mean, come on, how sad is that your mates don't buy you a beer? Anyway, Jules, apart from your slight cock-ups on the global law trials, how is rugby going in Sweden? Because I know we've talked about getting some guys over to the UK on exchange and vice versa. When are you thinking of doing that, and how can that work?
We're going all right. We're into we got a youth nationals now this weekend. So when we have the youth nationals, we tend to stop all other rugby to give us a chance to get referees available. We're still short of referees for the youth nationals. So any Swedes watching, I know there's none of you, but come along for fuck's sake.
Put it on Swedish Facebook. You'll be fine, mate. They'll all
I already
watch it.
did. I put it on Facebook, Instagram, emailed them, the lot. We've got 12.
Yeah, but what about the show? Do you do that like you're supposed to?
Yeah, maybe.
Put it on Swedish porn.
Put it on a porn site. We need referees.
Well, actually, after that photo that we've had of Darryl tonight,
no, we're not
go
using
onto a Swedish porn site.
No, but no, we've got the youth nationals this weekend, so we'll have 55 teams. There's a lot of teams who haven't come because of COVID, but there's still 55 teams of all different age groups turning up. We're going to run 9 pitches, so that'll be run at Enköping Rugby Club, and they've got it back. They do a 3-year cycles at different clubs, and Enköping have won it, and they're hosting it again for the next 3 years. And this is the first one they'll run for the 3-year cycle. So, and they've hosted it before, and they always do a very good job. So we'll be up in Enköping for the weekend this weekend.
So we can look forward to plenty of social media posts of you in the bar later.
Yes, we might have a few drinking games for the adult referees on Saturday night.
So, how many referees do you take to a tournament like that? When you're
I mean, we'd like a minimum of 18, but we've only got, I think, about 13, 14 at the moment. So I will have to be very constructive with the assignments. So I will be. I'm waiting for the schedule now to see who I can put where and what I can work around.
Is it a one day tournament or 2 days?
2 days. 2
days. So that makes life easy.
It does, yeah. But the 9 pitches does make it a little bit more of a challenge.
And Phil was smirking at that because like 9 pitches is nothing to you, is it, buddy?
I'm sorry.
When you have 12 refs, then it's a challenge.
That's ridiculous. That you can't do it.
Yeah, you can do it, but you've got to time the games right. And you've got to realize that some of the games are under 8 and under 10, so they're only 5 to 10 minutes long at that.
Yeah. That actually makes it a little bit more difficult.
So you could put 3 people on one pitch and then rotate one guy off and do everything.
Yeah. You should never be switching referees between pitches, because if it falls behind on one pitch, he's got to go or find somebody else to replace him. That's why you got to keep them all in. I'm preaching.
I know where you're going, but I mean, to be honest, with the under 8s and the under 10s, the gaps between them tend to be reasonably big, so they catch up quite quickly. Plus, they've only got 55 teams, so I'm hoping the gaps will be all right to keep that going.
Talking of that, mate,
it's one of those gaps. It's one of those assignment nightmares I've got right now. So, but I'm clever and I'm quite innovative, and I will bully coaches into refereeing.
Yeah, he is. I've got to say he is. But talking of gaps between matches, how many times do we have to say to tournament organisers, put 25 minutes between sevens games? And they always then stick 20 minutes and wonder why after an hour and a half you're 20 minutes behind.
I'm never behind in my games at 20 minutes, unless no.
Well, that's it. So, mate, that's wonderful. But a lot of people here really don't get it, and they don't provide pitch managers who go and get the teams ready. So the teams are not ready to go as soon as the final whistle goes. The new team isn't coming on, so there's another few minutes delay and everything else. And then you've got a couple of injuries, and I watched one of my games back when I was doing the research for this to help tournament organisers. I watched one of the games that I did a couple of years ago on the series, and it lasted 21 minutes and 42 seconds before the final whistle. You just can't do that if you've got 20 minutes. And then we turned up at a tournament not long ago, and they went, yeah, we put 18 minutes between matches so that we can all watch the Lions game. It's like, how's that going to work?
Mike,
they're all going to be late at that point.
You can't get down to one, but what you need to do is any tournament organization is like every 3 hours, there needs to be a 20-minute break. So that way, if it runs 5 minutes behind and it carries on, there's the catch up. But everything starts on time.
And this is what you do with the Rugby Europe tournaments. They have a block where every team plays. They have 22-minute slots. At the end of that block, they have a break, which is usually an hour and a half. and then they start the next block, and then they do a third block, and then the day's over, and then they come back for day 2. That's it.
Yeah, and this is why a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think this year people would have gone on longer, but everybody was trying to finish by a certain time so that the players could go and sit in the bar and watch the lines and things like that. So everybody was trying to shrink their timetables. But it is an issue, isn't it? That, you know, we were talking to a lot of tournaments and saying, right, okay, that's, you know, we've seen your schedule and that's great. And whoever gets through the pool stages and the quarters and the semis and the finals, they're not going to play more than 7 games. But our referees are all going to have to do 13 games each. And they don't realise. When you say it like that...
To be honest, I try and restrict it so we do a absolute maximum of 8 games.
I'd love to do that, but sometimes when you've got 3 tournaments in a day, it's a bit tough.
And if you go to Rugby Europe, you're only doing 3-4 games a day maximum. You sometimes
exactly. On those big ones, you can. Phil, when you're doing things like Orlando for the Tropicals, what are the referees doing over there?
4 games.
4 games.
There you go.
So what
That's perfect.
Sorry, 4 center games and then probably 8 ARs, right? So you're doing 1 hour rotation, then you have an hour off, and the most you're going to have is a 4-hour rotation. So the most games you're going to do is 12. But 4 is centered.
But interesting though that you do the and we look at it as time. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're ARing or refereeing. But the fact that you go right, you're doing an hour and then you've got a big break, and then you're doing another hour, then you've got another break. And I just don't think we've got enough referees at the moment here who are at least good enough, qualified enough, and willing enough to get involved in sevens to be able to do that. It's still almost a junior sport, whereas over in the States, because that's where your rugby really flourished over the past sort of decade. That's where the challenge is for you guys, because there's so many sevens tournaments.
So we don't have a problem filling our events. Because we treat them differently than a traditional rugby event where you need to go out and do 6 or 8 center games, and then people are knackered after they're done. And if you have a 2-day event, or you have playoffs that evening, and you spent, 8 hours in the friggin' 100-something degree temperatures in the shade, you're exhausting and you're basically killing your referees. And
this was the point I was going to make. You do. I mean, I did the final at the New York Sevens once. And it was an honor to do it, but I turned around to the referee manager when I found out I'd been assigned it and gone, "Why, you wanker? I'm fucking knackered." Yeah, I don't particularly. If you give it to one of the young kids who've still got shitloads of energy and can run around for 4 hours, I'm exhausted. I've done 6 games already today, and I've run touch on a few, and I've coached referees.
So what I do normally is when I get to the finals, I usually select 3 or 4 referees, and then I will have the discussion with them as who is the freshest, who has more energy to do the game, because I don't want the game to get screwed because somebody doesn't have enough gas to finish the second half. So that's where it comes down to it. And by that time, all the referees have built a rapport and understand it's about the game, not necessarily about them getting the final center.
No, that is a good point. Where, one of the things that we do, especially when we're a little bit tight on referees, is the guys who are going to do the final will not do a semi-final.
I tend to do that with assignments as well. If I'm appointing semi-finals, I'll have a good idea of who's doing the final before I get to the semis. And then I'll put the next 2 guys on the semi-final and give the guy doing the final a reasonably good game to get their head in it just a little bit, maybe an hour or 2 before. So they then get an hour or so to prepare. And
we tend to give them the quarter, so or one of the quarters in the cup, one of the quarters in the plate and the shield. And then somebody else, the one that's not going to get the final might get the semi, or somebody else gets the semi, and it gives that referee or referee team time to relax, time
and then
to warm
the 2
up,
who are doing the
semi
semi-finals are usually familiar with the teams, and I'll usually put them on touch for that final.
It's a good idea. Again, like Phil says, as long as they're fresh and can do it.
Yeah,
I look at the semifinals probably being the preeminent games, especially
they usually. I mean, you go to any tournament, the semifinals always the best games.
almost
Yeah,
always, right?
because
So
how many tournaments do you go to where they go to the final and go,
that was a bit crap.
"That's enough now"?
Yeah. I mean, I've
Especially
done it.
one-day tournaments.
I've played in the national finals, sevens finals in Sweden, and we played our guts out in a semi-final just to make it to the final. And when we got to the final, we were fucked, absolutely fucked when we got there, and we lost 54-0.
There you go. But that's a very common
semi-final was absolutely fantastic.
Like one-sided outcome in a final because of the player management.
And this is the problem with one-day tournaments, isn't it? That if you do that and try and do pool games, quarters, semis, and finals all in one day, how many? If you've done a one-day tournament like that, how many times do you get to the semis and the team has just gone, "We've got too many injuries, we're not playing"? It happens all the time, and I'd love to see more two-day finals instead.
We see it at the Stockholm 10s quite a lot. Or we used to when on day 2 teams wouldn't turn up in the morning, especially the scratch teams because they've played all day the day before. They've done 4
and they've been
games
drinking all night.
And they've been drinking all night. And usually the first game gets called off. Second game, we've actually got around that. We always put the women's games on first 2 now because they always turn up, drinking or not. The women's teams always turn up. They are so much better than the men.
I've got to say, when we went to the Aston Sevens this year. We looked around for the first game of the day, which was a women's game, and one of the teams hadn't turned up to the pitch, and we wandered round, and they went, and all of a sudden we asked this group of ladies who were sat at the side of the pitch drinking cider, and we said, "Do you know where this team is?" And they went, "Oh yeah, that's us," at 10 a.m. And they came on and they won.
Yeah, typical, isn't it? Well, you say that Walsall Rugby Festival a few years ago, Aberdeen Grammar, they won the tournament, and I spoke to him in the semi-final. They came off the pitch. The captain came up to me on the pitch and turned around and looked at me and went, "What the fuck just happened? We're trying not to win. We keep beating everybody. We want to go and get drunk. We're all hammered."
On that note, I think it's a good time to say goodnight tonight. We'll probably carry on this discussion well after you lot have gone to bed. But from me, from the guys, and from Darryl on the bar terrace in Tenerife.
No more budgie smugglers, please.
No more budgie smugglers, please.
Unless I'm wearing them.
Right, it's definitely time to say goodnight. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.